What's up, everybody? What's up? Noma's J in the building. Coming at y'all with another, man. I'm about to come at y'all with this video, man. Uh, it's been going on for about a little over a week now. Everybody been talking about the whole contract situation involving Darius Slay and Snacks Harrison, about them missing minicamp and all that stuff and OTAs. But I'm about to give y'all my honest opinion. Now, although we all feel like they may eventually show up anyway, they go ultimately show up for camp or training camp, whatever. They're going to show up for workouts. Because I know they're not going to risk getting fined, even though the Lions haven't seen show any signs of implementing that fine on either one of those players. But this is not exactly what this video is about. This video is more on the line about who I think deserves to get the extension first. And this is regardless if they do it this year for both players or next year. I think personally they should wait till next year. But in general, I think Damon Snacks Harrison, deserves an extension first. Due to the fact of the matter, yes, Darius Slay has been on this team for a minute. But at the end of the day, Darius Slay just had a down year. Okay, and a year that the defense played as a top 10 unit when Snacks joined it. And he had a down season. And to me, when you have a down season like that and you weren't, although he has injuries he did battle through, he has injuries the year before that he battled through as well. And the year before that, that's not, to me, an excuse enough to get to say that he deserves an extension or say that his year was down. I've seen Darius Slay give up too many passes that were big time that he could. I felt that I know the ability that he does have. He has the ability to stop. He has not made himself a fan favorite over this past season. Definitely, he had one good to almost great season in 2017 on a new scheme. This year, he did not show up as a leader. He did not on the locker room, on the field, and some would say even off the field. Probably he did not show up enough as a leader. Well, I ain't gonna say off the field, but between the locker room scenario and the the on the field stuff, I did not see the leadership in Darius Slay this year. First of all, both of them are making a decent penny over these next couple of years, right? But see, the thing is, Damon Harrison was a guy who may be in his 30s. But you have to give him an extension. You want to know why? And this is what I was trying to get J-Mo to understand earlier on the roundtable. Yeah, okay, it's all fine and dandy to say that there's other players who can step up and get out the run. You have P.J. Johnson, who could be development. The word is still out on P.J. Johnson. Hell, the word is still out on A'Shawn Robinson. Technically, despite being last year ranked as the top number 5th best run defender at the position he plays. You know what I'm saying? He still has a lot more to prove, too. He's still young and has to show up more because he's had somewhat of a early down part of the year, and then he kicked it up some right around a little bit right before Damon came and then a little bit after. When Damon Harrison got traded over here, man, few days later, he already starting, and this dude got like a sack and like 6 tackles for loss. He was already balling the second he played the Seahawks. Like, he was already dominating and took over, and he just learned the scheme and what we were trying to do that barely had a week to learn it. He didn't get a bye week to get rest. He played 17 games last year without getting a bye week or making the playoffs. The guy practically, when he got traded here, ran away with the number 1 run defender. He didn't get selected in the Pro Bowl. I think Damon did a little bit wrong, and he's been out loud and outspoken on Twitter about how the run defense has been taken very lightly and been disrespected as for his position because you need to get after the run. And you just saw it with the Rams this year. They couldn't stop the run enough. They could not stop the run enough. The Patriots, on the other hand, could have. Granted, Todd Gurley wasn't quite there, but you see the Patriots every year when they win the Super Bowl, they make adjustments. You saw with the Atlanta Falcons, they have players, they make adjustments and get out the run and stop that run. And that's what Damon Harrison has been on Twitter talking about for months since the season was still going on, about how it's important to get after the run. You can have all the pass rush you want, you can have all the cornerbacks you run, but if you can't stop that run, rush that passer, and defend that pass, you are going to get eaten up, especially if you can't run the ball on the offensive side of the ball. And let me tell you something. He made a major upgrade on that defensive line when he got traded there. I don't care. I don't care if you can only give him 2 more years and give him a decent payment for 2 years. You find a way to extend him for a couple more years. Even if that means you ultimately have to trade him because you find a replacement. Because even if P.J. Johnson does play good. And Ashawn, we don't know how much consistency they're going to bring. You have got to get your most consistent guy to stay there. You give him up, that defense could be hurt more than you realize. It may start off good, but you got to think about the whole season. This man stayed healthy last year and played his behind off and made himself a very well-known name on that defense. If you got a chance to keep depth and solid depth, and that starts where it starts with him, you keep him. You pay that man. You know what I'm saying? You pay the guys on that. When that trenches is strong, everything else follows. If your trenches are weak, no matter who you got, you can have 2 Darius Slays across each other at the number 1 corner and number 2 corner position. You still won't win nothing. You pay up front first. You put that money in that trenches. You build that offensive line when it comes to the offense and get more physical. And when it comes to defensive line, you build that defensive line to get more physical and get after that run and rush that quarterback. All the sacks, interceptions does mean a lot to me personally. I do like seeing turnovers, but even if you get turnovers a lot, because remember 2017, we got turnovers that year, but we still could not stop that run good enough, and we still could not rush that passer good enough. And those turnovers meant nothing, especially since the offensive line couldn't protect Stafford or the running backs, and we had a failing season, so it was all for nothing. If you can't get those 3 ingredients down in that defense, that means stopping that run, rushing that quarterback, and getting him confused and making him make bad decisions or quick decisions that may not be good, and defend that pass when you need to defend it, then you don't have a defense. All that other stuff in between means absolutely nothing. You build those trenches. You got a chance to get a guy like Snacks. You got him for a steal. Then you need to preserve him. I'm not saying that you have to give this guy a 10-year deal, but you need to at least keep him see if you can extend it. And if he does come back this year, you don't give him an extension, give it to him next year, especially if he has another bang-out year. You need to give him an extension for at least 2-3 years. Just because he'll hit 33 does not mean, like 33 or 34, whatever how old he'll be, does not mean this guy won't stay consistent. Terrell Schultz can go out there after the Achilles injury and still put up big monster seasons, or for his age, that is. I know this man can stay consistent if he stays healthy. So I'm voting right now. Nobody gets an extension on that defense before Snacks. That's just how I feel about it. Anybody can take that to the bank and roll it how you want. Snacks is the guy to get an extension. Leave in the comment section how you feel what I had to say. Let me know if you disagree. If they wait, it's not about if they do it this year or next year. It's just whenever they do it first, whoever they just give the extension to first, it should be Snacks. That's all that's about. You let me know how you feel in the comment section, man. I'm about to go ahead and get ready for bed. I gotta work morning. It's No Miss J coming at y'all, man. We in the building, baby. DSA, DVE, Outsiders, shout out to everybody, man. Boy, I'm out.